Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the financial world without an MBA and prepare you for the future of business. Today's filing is a bit of a puzzle, a post-effective amendment to a registration statement, meaning they are filing some extra documents to existing registration, not revealing brand new information, but rather adding more pieces to the puzzle. It is filed by RiverNorth's DoubleLine Strategic Opportunity Fund, Incorporated, and it's a bit of a mouthful, but we'll break down what matters. Before we dive in, if you get value from these deep dives into corporate filings, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, we're building a great community over on Discord to discuss all things finance and corporate strategy. Link is in the description below. Join us. So what is this filing all about? Well, it is a filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission dated the 23rd of October 2025, essentially an update to their existing registration statements. It's a bit of a tongue twister form N-2, which is used by investment companies. The key thing here is that this is a post-effective amendment, meaning they already had a registration statement filed, and now they are adding some exhibits to it. This specific filing is being done under Rule 462D, which allows certain amendments to become effective immediately. Think of it like adding appendices to a report. They're adding specific exhibits to their main filing called D.1, D.2, K.15, and L.6. The good news for us is that the core of their registration statement parts A, B, and C haven't really changed except for one item which we will touch upon. So the strategy and the overall picture of the fund remain largely the same. The filing is being made to register additional securities or classes of securities under certain rules, but the main point here is that the effective date is immediate. Now let's look at what these new exhibits are. Exhibit D.1 is a form of subscription certificate for rights offering. This means they are likely offering existing shareholders the right to buy more shares. This is a common way for investment funds to raise additional capital. Exhibit D.2 is a form of notice of guaranteed delivery for rights offering. This is a procedural document that goes along with the subscription certificate, helping investors ensure they will receive their shares even if there is a slight delay in paperwork. Then we have Exhibit K.15, the Subscription Agent and Information Agent Agreement. This lays out the terms for companies or individuals who will help manage the rights offering and provide information to investors. Essentially, they are hiring help to make sure this rights offering runs smoothly. Finally, Exhibit L.6 is a consent from the law firm Fager Drinker Biddle 40 Amp Reth LLP. This is a legal requirement, usually meaning the firm has reviewed certain aspects of the filing or the offering and is consenting to be named in the documents. It's a stamp of approval from their legal counsel. While most of the document is about adding these exhibits, the filing does mention a change related to Item 25 of Part C. This section specifically deals with financial statements and exhibits. The explanatory note tells us that this post-effective amendment is primarily for filing those new exhibits. The bulk of Part C is a list of exhibits that have been filed over time. It is like a history book of all the legal documents associated with this fund. We see things like the Articles of Incorporation by Laws Management Agreements, Distribution Agreements, and Custody Agreements. These are all crucial pieces that define how the fund operates, who manages it, and how its assets are protected. Many of these exhibits are incorporated by reference, meaning they were filed in previous amendments and are being referenced again here. For example, Exhibit A.1, the Articles of Incorporation were first filed way back in July of 2016. This shows the long history and continuous evolution of this fund. We also see various amendments and supplementary articles that have been filed over the years detailing changes to the fund's structure or its preferred shares, some of which were established as far back as 2020 and 2021. Looking at the actual operational agreements, RiverNorth Capital Management LLC is listed as the manager with a management agreement filed as Exhibit G.1. This tells us who is steering the ship and managing the fund's investments. Then there is the distribution agreement with Alps Distributors Incorporated listed as Exhibit H.1. This indicates how the fund's shares are marketed and sold to investors. It is a key part of getting the fund in front of the right people. Custody agreements with entities like State Street Bank and Trust Company and Millennium Trust Company are also listed in Exhibits J.1, J.2, and J.3. These are critical for safeguarding the fund's assets. It's reassuring to see established financial institutions involved in custodial roles. We also see agreements for administration, bookkeeping, and pricing services from Alps Fund Services Incorporated listed as Exhibit K.1. These services are essential for the day-to-day operations of any investment fund, ensuring accurate record keeping and NAV calculations. This filing also updates us on service agreements. For instance, Exhibit K.11 is the credit agreement with BNP Paribas that was filed in October of 2024. These credit agreements can be used for various purposes, including leverage or operational efficiency. Among the newly filed exhibits, we have the Subscription Agent and Information Agent Agreement as K.15. This agreement would outline the responsibilities of any agent hired to assist with the rights offering which we mentioned earlier. And importantly, the consent of Fagra Drinker Biddle Sudiamp, Reith LLP as Exhibit L.6. This is a legal formality, but it underscores the seriousness and complexity of these financial registrations. They need legal experts to dot the I's and cross the T's. The signatures section is where the officers of the fund officially sign off on the document. Patrick W. Jalley, President Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer and also Chairman of the Board and Director has signed. Jonathan M. Morhart also signed as Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer and Principal Financial Officer, Principal Accounting Officer. It is common for key executives to hold multiple roles in these types of entities. The directors have also signed either directly or through powers of attorney authorizing others like Patrick W. Galley to sign on their behalf. This was previously filed and is referenced here. Finally, we have an index to the exhibits. This is a helpful summary of all the documents that are part of this filing or reference within it. It reiterates the newly filed exhibits D.1, D.2, K.15, and L.6, which are marked as filed herewith, meaning they are part of this specific amendment. Looking at the index, we see the form of subscription certificate for rights offering D.1 and the form of notice of guaranteed delivery for rights offering D.2. The subscription agent and information agent agreement K.15 is also listed here. And lastly, the consent of Fagra Drinker Biddle Sudiamp, Reith LLP L.6. So what does this all mean? While this filing doesn't reveal new financial performance data for the RiverNorth DoubleLine Strategic Opportunity Fund Incorporated, it does give us a glimpse into its operational activities. The fund is actively managing its capital structure and is preparing to potentially offer more shares through a rights offering. This is often done to raise capital for new investments or to rebalance the portfolio. The involvement of established service providers for proxy saying and custody as well as legal firms gives us some confidence in the fund's operational rigor. However, without seeing the actual financial statements or the specifics of the rights offering, we can't assess its financial health or the attractiveness of this particular capital raise. This filing is more about the machinery of the fund, how it operates, and how it ensures compliance rather than its investment performance. Alright, that is our breakdown of this particular filing. What is your take on these operational updates and what they could signal for the fund's future strategy? Drop your insights in the comments below. If you found this analysis useful, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance. And as always, join our Discord community linked in the description for more engaging discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Corporate Decoder.